Hello there, my name is Alina, and in this video we will learn about conditional sentences. And before we start, let's take a look at the following sentence. If you put ice in the sun, it melts. The first part of the sentence, if you put ice in the sun, is the condition, and the second part is the result. It melts. Sentences like this are called conditional sentences. Now, if we take a cube of ice and put it into a sunny place, we will always get the same result. The ice will turn into water, or it will melt. It is the law of nature. So when we are talking about the laws of nature, we always use conditional type 0 when we have one condition and we always get the same result. Now let's take a look at another sentence. When it rains, the roads get wet. Once again, it's the law of nature. This is always true, always the same. When it rains, the roads always get wet. And since we get the same result with this condition all the time, we use the present simple tense in both parts of the sentence. Notice that there is a comma after the condition. When it rains, comma, the roads get wet. Now take a look at the following sentence. I get sad if I run out of coffee. This time we are not talking about a law of nature, but still we are talking about something that is always true. Every time she doesn't have any coffee, she gets really very sad. Notice that you can also change the position of the result and the condition, but in this case there is no comma. So once again, we use conditional type 0 if we are talking about laws of nature, or if we are talking about something that is always true all the time. And we use the present simple in the result and in the condition. Now let's compare two sentences. Every time I get thirsty, I drink some tea. We use the present simple in the condition clause and the present simple in the result clause. So here we use conditional type 0, and we are talking about something that is always true, which means that every time that I want to drink, I drink only tea and nothing else. Now let's take a look at the second sentence. When I get thirsty, I will drink some tea. We are referring to a specific situation. We are talking about something that will happen in the future and will happen only one time. This time, today, when I want to drink, I will get some tea. But it doesn't mean that I always drink tea when I'm thirsty. When we are talking about a specific situation, not something that is always true, we use conditional type 1. Notice that the difference between these two types is only in the result clause, where we use the future simple tense instead of the present simple. Once again, every time I get thirsty, I drink some tea, present simple, conditional type 0, which means that it is always true. I drink only tea whenever I am thirsty. And conditional type 1, we use present simple in the condition clause and future simple in the result clause. And in this case, we are referring to a specific situation. We are referring to something that happens only one time. Notice that the clause can also be in the negative form. For example, I will do yoga outside if it doesn't rain today. And notice that whether we are talking about conditional type 1 or conditional type 0, the result is always in the present simple. Also, instead of will, you can use might or could or should plus base verb. For example, if the weather is good, we may go on a picnic. If we go on a picnic, we should invite George. Once again, we are talking about one situation, so we use conditional type 1, and instead of will, we use should here and may or might in this sentence. Now let's try to see how well you've got it. You will need to fill in the gaps with the correct form of the verb, but to do that you need to decide which type of conditional sentence it is. Ready? Then let's roll. Pause the video if you need more time. So first decide if this is conditional type 0 or if this is conditional type 1, and then according to the rules put the verbs into the correct tense. Remember that the condition is always in the present simple, whether it's conditional type 0 or whether it's conditional type 1. Pause the video if you need more time, and when you're ready you should get every time that I have a free minute I read this book. Definitely this is conditional type 0 because we have every time, which means that this is something that happens always. It is not a one-time event. How about this one? Once again, pause the video if you need more time, analyze the sentence, decide if we are talking about something that happens all the time, always, or if we are talking about a one-time situation. And when you're ready, you should get, if I have some free time today, I will read this book. Definitely it's conditional type 1 because here we have today. So we are talking only about one situation. And in the if clause, we have present simple and we have future simple in the result clause. Let's try another one. Once again, analyze the sentence, decide which type of the conditional sentence it is, and then put the verbs in the correct form. Pause the video if you need more time, and when you're ready, you should get conditional type 1. Because we have tonight, right? So tonight gives us the clue that it is a one-time situation. It is not something that happens always. So you should get, if you don't call me tonight, I will be nervous. Notice that here we have the negative form. Okay, how about this one? Once again, pause the video if you need more time, and you should get, whenever I take an exam, I feel very nervous. This is conditional type 0, something that happens regularly, always, whenever means every time that I take an exam, I feel very nervous. How well did you do? Let's try another one. Once again, pause the video if you need more time. And this one should be easy for you, and you should get, whenever I am at home, I watch TV. Once again, whenever gives us the clue that it is something that happens all the time. So it is conditional type 0, present simple, and present simple. And the verb be in the present simple is am, is, and are. Okay, and how about this one? Once again, pause the video if you need more time, and when you're ready, you should get, when I get home tonight, I may watch TV or I will watch TV. Here we are talking about one situation. Once again, tonight gives you the clue that it is not something that happens always. Okay, I hope you did really well. Good job, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.